I mean, it is wrong.
All right. Moving on now. It appears that the feud between Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor, Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, has degenerated into a cold war. Wike has described Governor Fubara as ungrateful, stressing that he doesn't like ingrates. He likened what is happening to the to the saying that you can only know a man when he's given power and money. Nyesom Wike spoke on Friday, and before that time, we saw the governor of Rivers State commissioning a project that was actually finished and completed by Nyesom Wike. And I listened to the entire 15 minutes of his address, and stylishly and systematically, you could notice the Cold War because he avoided mentioning the name of Governor Nyesom Wike. Did not even give him the credit. He was talking about being prepared to do anything that is possible to defend his people and to defend the people of Rivers State. So on Friday, Nyesom Wike came out to say, look, see, this is just the beginning, that we've not started at all. And Nigerians felt that, oh, after the intervention of President Bola Tinubu, that, oh, they might have sheathed their sword, and everybody, all is looking good. We saw them in that church service. They were both shaking, and the governor saying that he's my boss, he will continue to be my boss. And I was deceived. I thought by now the tension would have, been de-escalated.
Well, to a large extent, the tension has been de-escalated. If Wike had not talked, we would not have known that things were still bad, because at a point we were thinking that the state will go up in flames. The president's intervention calmed things down, no doubt about it. Even Wike said, well, because of the president, what the president gave instruction, you don't do this, you don't do this. So he is slowing down. It's unfortunate, but Nyesom Wike needs to realize that there is nothing happening between him and Siminalayi Fubara that is not happening in most states. Governors want to determine their successors, sometimes impose their successors on everyone. But you have no guarantee that the person that you have imposed will be loyal to you all through. There's nothing that they've done to Wike that is strange in the context of Nigerian politics. Nothing. I've seen worse situations. He's talking about 3 months. What is 3 months? There are people who fought their godfather the same week that they came into office. There are people. So if 3 months to him is too early, he should ask Jim Nwobodo. Jim Nwobodo went to bring Chimaroke Nnamani from the U.S. was a medical doctor in the U.S., brought him here. He fought Jim. He fought Jim to a standstill. They divided the House of Assembly. At that time, the Jim's supporters in the House were sitting in Abuja. They dare not sit in Enugu. Enugu was too hot for them. Invariably, he was able to win some of those Jim supporters to his side. And effectively, he took complete control. He did not want Jim to interfere in the running of the state. Yeah. It was the same coin that Sullivan Chime. In fact, Sullivan Chime began to fight Chimaroke Nnamani's aides and other people that they were in the cabinet together the same week that I took over. Some of I had friends in the government at that time. People like Ogazimora, Igboneku, Ogazimora. They chased them out of their government quarters the week that Sullivan Chime took over. And Sullivan Chime effectively shut out Chimaroke from the affairs of the state. We've also had what happened between the Secretary of Government of the Federation, Akume, and the pastor
Father Ilya.
That
just took over
he put from the week from the week that he took over, he left no doubt that he does not want to entertain a godfather. That's what happened. Today, they don't see eye to eye. Today, their aides, they don't like one another. This is a fact. Two different persons did the same thing to the former governor of Gombe State, Senator Goje. Dan Kwambo did the same thing to him. Remember on the day that Senator Goje lost his wife, Dan Kwambo came to the house and he said, you, from the inauguration arena, you've not entered this house. You remember? Because we played that video here. Yeah. They were speaking in Hausa, but I translated it. He said, from the inauguration arena, you've not visited this house. This same woman was the one who used to take good care of you. It was after he died that you knew that this was your house. As if that was not enough. That one left. The same Danjuma Goje brought the current governor. In fact, the breakfast that this one served him is worse than Dan Kwambo. Dan Kwambo may not talk.
Dan
Kwambo was a gentleman.
He served a warm breakfast. This one is very good.
You know, the mafia people say revenge is a meal best served cold.
Very good.
Goje was coming into town for the wedding of his, I think, granddaughter also. They stopped Goje from entering town. How can a governor do that to the person who facilitated his becoming governor? So, see, if you're even, that's why Wike needs to slow down. I know how painful it can be when you feel that someone has betrayed you, and I think it's shameful for them to be bringing ethnic issues into it. It's not Fubara is not an Ijaw governor. He's the governor of all. I'm telling you. Don't bring, because I saw some of the Ijaw leaders that are coming and say no, that is wrong.
Busy telling them to that.
He could have gone for his own brother, an Ikwere person. And the Ikwere man will win because they have the population. Yes, their local governments are the biggest. What are we talking about? So if he went for you, you ought to remember that it's done you a favor. What Wike is saying is, look, many people have sleepless nights to put you there. You have no reason to treat them shabbily. But as the elder, people are asking him that question, as the elder is the one who needs to slow down a bit. Otherwise, the outcome may not be palatable for him.
Anyway, you asked one of the most fundamental question during that interview, because you were there and I watched you. You asked former Governor Wike, sir, is this not karma? I wish our producer can play that. You are trending on social media. You are trending. That's your question. Yes, you are trending. What goes around comes around. You said what goes around comes around. And I was expecting him to, he was dancing around, yes.
No, he was right.
Yes.
He was right because Amechi didn't make him governor. Never. Amechi didn't make him governor.
No, Amechi didn't make him governor.
Unlike him, he made, you see, there is a difference. Yes. I understand where it's coming from. When Amechi ran away to Ghana, he thought he would kill him. They were the ones who fought for him. They were the ones who fought for him. He was right. He made someone governor. Amechi didn't make Wike governor.
BKO.
Amechi went for someone else. Let me get somewhere. Amechi went for someone else. He went for Dakuku. He contested against him and defeated him. You remember?
I do.
So the point that he's making is that, look, the fact that he made him, yes, he was his chief of staff. Yes, he was his chief of staff.
That's why.
But but he didn't. The difference. This one, he made him.
BKO, let me land.
He was his chief of staff, and he worked hard to make Amechi governor.
BKO, let me land. Wike was a chairman of a local government.
Yes.
It was
Former
governor, what's his name? The one before Amici. Was Odili. It was under him that he became chairman of Obiakpo local government. And when he was to have the second term, he was having problem. For that to come back as a second term, he was
as local government chairman.
Yeah, local government chairman. He was having problem. He ran back to Odili. Amechi was Odili's younger. He was a boy to Odili. When Odili had his hospital in River State,
because his PA.
Amechi was his PA. So we have to understand these issues fundamentally.
And he made Odili to made him speaker.
And eventually at the issue when they were having when Amechi was having a little problem with Odili, Wike sided Amechi. There were at a time they had issue, but they resolved that issue. He now became chief of. If Wike was not made chief of staff to Amechi, at what point will he start talking of the issue of becoming where he became minister? He didn't become minister. But I knew that no matter whatever Wike says, in as much as I know the
cases are not exactly that's the point I make.
I'm not saying
he didn't make him governor, but he made this one governor. That's the point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was trying to say.
No, that's where I'm heading to, is that somebody will always make someone when it comes to politics. Wike did not just rise up one day and became the governor of River State. He became the governor of because don't forget
former president.
That is why don't forget what the role.
It was Jonathan that chose him.
It was don't forget the role Patience Jonathan made in Wike becoming
because at that time, Jonathan wisely chose Wike because knowing that being an Equere son, with their population, they would defeat whoever Amechi brings.
And that was what happened. Was already having problem with Amechi.
No.
He was already having.
Let me tell you. See, he was already in APC now. We know. But I'm telling you why he went for him. He went for him. Amechi said, "Let us do power shift. Let's go to the riverine area." They countermanded him by going for an Equere son, believing that an Equere son with the population and all that, they would defeat Amechi.
Amechi was also
and that was what happened.
Was Equere as well.
But he had done his 8 years now.
Yes.
Abi? So, I'm not saying that it's not Equere now. He had done it 8 years.
Yes.
He now said, let us move to somewhere. But they did not agree.
Yes, let me land on my this thing. I am happy that this is happening. You know why I'm happy? Most of these people believe that they could just handpick anybody and the person will remain loyal to them. It's happening at their state. Odus Okalu and the chief was
now he's even worse.
That was
worse. He was in prison. He was his chief of staff now.
He was chief of staff. He was
in prison. They did election in his absence.
Election. He was in prison when they had that election.
Or you know that one. In the case of that one, he didn't fight Odus Okalu until after the first term.
That's what I'm saying.
It was after he won this election.
It was
that he now began to fight.
You know that it was the senator, what's his name, Abaribe, that was deputy to Odus Okano. That was eyeing that post when he now picked it. And it has happened time and time again.
The man, they had already impeached him now.
So what I'm saying in essence is that, but back to Wike, I would have thought that if you give me the, as they say in my place, if you give me the goat, release the rope to me. BKO.
Our people,
you dash me.
You know the problem is
you hold the rope.
You know when you are no longer in power, and for every appointment it is you they go to lobby. The man who is there will start feeling.
That is it.
You are diminishing his office.
You know he was.
That is what they don't realize.
You know he was talking about his. No, you know Wike was talking about his structure. My structure. He bought form for everybody. My structure, and I was asking your structure. You are no longer the governor of Rivers State. You are now a minister. Why don't this is a boy you brought and you ask the Rivers people to
his structure now, can be his structure.
I didn't say you should
his structure can be inherited.
Exactly.
Bukola Saraki inherited his father's structures. Bukola Saraki inherited his father's structures.
Bukola Saraki fall out with his father.
Maybe I'm going somewhere now. You can inherit a structure. even the fallout was not immediate. The fallout, the first sign of it was after this first term. When Bukola said, okay, those are points, he sacked everybody.
He sacked everybody.
He was targeting the people that his father nominated. Invariably, they resolved it. But when it came to who will succeed him, he had to fight his father because he didn't want his sister. They have sibling rivalry, terrible one. He didn't want his sister to succeed him. That woman will probably have become the first elected female governor in our country if Bukola had backed his father.
AY, let me land. Just let me land on this. AY, my own problem with all that Wike is doing now is that he's bringing a lot of distraction to this government, and that we should address. Wike is no longer the governor of Rivers State. He's the minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and whatever he does and says, let me state this. As part of that, he came out and made categorical statement that, like, I will not contest against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's what I'm asking now. For goodness sake, we are not already talking about 2027.
If people ask you a question that takes you all the way there, won't you answer?
No, you can have it. There's a clever way of answering. So there's a clever way of it. Where I'm landing is that, for goodness sake, Nyesom Wike should realize that he is now a minister and not a governor. This issue of
advised him about this.
This issue of calling the press of this research project every day, that you calling media.
For me, I didn't expect that over this matter that you now call
a library. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
They should deal with the matter with maturity.
At that level.
Otherwise, we've seen big politicians bigger than him who fell by the wayside. If we advise him and he does not take it because he thinks that we don't know anything,
he has somebody that is under now. He has somebody. No, let us not.
If he does not, look, see that of Asiwaju.
Yes, he has somebody that is under now. He's no longer the governor.
No, see, even Asiwaju will want him to be strong in Rivers. Let's not deceive ourselves.
For political consideration,
he needs that political relevance. If it's not relevant politically again, even the value that Asiwaju places on him will go down. That's why he thinks that he has to hold on to that place. But to hold on to the place, you must stoop to conquer. It is not everything that you use gara-gara to achieve.
That is it. That is
the point. We said this thing earlier.
Yes.
And people are saying, are you sure this man, are you sure they will make peace? Are you sure? Wike has to realize that he's not a small boy anymore. We've seen these things happen to other politicians. And that's why I gave that background. There is no big deal there. It happens in other places. I even still think that this guy is so much of a gentleman.
Yes, he is.
Because he is thinking that 3 months is too far. How about those who did it the first one?
What is that? Edo, you need to see Obaseki and
Oshomole. And he ganged up with his mates and got them to kick Oshomole out of the chairmanship.
Yes.
Remember that time, I was warning Oshomole about how to handle the matter. I remember somebody even commented, say, Jide, now. Because I told him as a leader, don't say certain things. Here, the advice was not taken. He went gung-hu. And when you go gung-hu in these matters, this fellow now will be holding meetings with your enemies. All those governors that do not like Amechi,
yes.
I mean, Wike, whether they are an APC or PDP, they will be
even ministers
gravitating towards him now because they want to crush a common enemy. He has to realize and make it difficult for them to achieve that aim of crushing him. But he thinks that everything he must use No, you can't. Can't solve every problem. You must use wisdom.
You are not getting my point.
That is my point from the beginning.
You are getting.
If you are listening to me, that's my point from the beginning.
You are getting my point.
I started by saying Wike must slow down. I'm not. Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
You see, the point is, you may feel bad that somebody has betrayed you. Let's face it. There's nobody who will not feel bad. If you betray Asiwaju today, He will wait for you.
Actually, so many have betrayed him. Did you see the way he played big politics?
Wait
Did you see the way he played maturity?
Wait. Some of
if
them.
If he wants to serve you breakfast, since I've been had to serve you breakfast.
They go first. He go first flog them. Before you go bring them out. That's what I'm saying. But you know, come public.
No,
but you must first. You must now. Why you then take drum? This person, as governor, he has power. So you know, don't deceive yourself. You know, the resources there.
You know that's the thing with VP.
That's why you said
the richest state in Nigeria.
He accepted that. He said, but everything is not money. That I have.
Ayo, you can have. He's talking about having 27 out of 31.
Yes.
That is nothing.
Nothing, no.
Within a short time,
they go turn around.
I can tell. I'm a historian. I'm a political historian. I can tell him where such tables have turned.
Of course, now.
Let him live. Let him do this thing.
You know, happen in my state of him. When Okorocha,
when he won, he was minority now.
Of course, now.
He didn't know switch to his side.
You don't forget. That is my state. Which has Okorocha. Period. May they go on.
So we just hope that these people will allow peace to reign in River State. But the battle line has been drawn.
No, the president has waded in. Let them respect the president. And especially Wike, let him respect the president. Stop those needless media chit-chats.
That's the chit-chat. I've said he had to stop it. He had to stop it.
Stop it. It's needless. It's pointless.
You have to stop it. If you want to call the media,
how many enemies now? When they gang up against you, you can't defeat everybody.
BK, if you call the media to talk about FCT, I don't have any problem with that. But when we
but he's doing well in FCT.
Yes, he's doing. Yeah, he is.
Doing well.
But when you not descend to the local politics again, that is not where the problem is.
All right. For the past 1 year, many towns and communities